Hi everyone, Kasera here. I'm going to be doing our discussion on why we think persons of privilege are often defensive or in denial about their privileges. So this is people who are white, male, straight, who have these privileges, these white privileges or other, and why they get defensive about them. I think that the main reason that people become defensive about these topics is the fact that it kind of makes it sound like we're saying that, oh, because you're white or because you're male or because you're straight, you are successful. Because you're white, you went to college, you got a 4-year degree, your white parents helped you get there. That's why you're successful. That's why you have money. That's why you have an okay life. I think it's offensive because it's saying that these people who um, have certain privileges didn't work hard to earn what they have, which is completely false. I believe that in today's society, regardless of the past, whether you're growing up in the Buckingham Palace or if you're growing up on the street, you have the ability to choose what you want to do with your life and to make a difference with your life, regardless of, like I said, if your parents are third generation millionaires or if your parents are third generation homeless people. You have the choice. Whether you're white, straight, gay, black, orange, you have the choice to be successful. You have the choice to change your life and change your family tree and do something different with your life. So that's one of the main reasons I think that people find it offensive, or the reason why they become defensive on the topic, is because it makes you feel like people are saying that you have what you have, not because of how hard you've worked, but because of your skin color or your sexual orientation or whatever. Um, McCassin had said that people are uncomfortable with talking about the racist history of this country, and we need to be able to and we need to do and what we need to do, to undo the impact of racism. Now, this was the only thing throughout that whole 9-minute video that he said that I agreed with. Just from reading our diversity book and doing the research that we've been doing, I do think that the history between white and blacks that we have had over the last 100 years has definitely altered the future of the African American um, lifestyle. I think that a lot of decisions have been made in this country that have negatively impacted African Americans. Now, in that same breath, like I've already talked about, I think that you have the choice, white, black, orange, green, to change your life and do something better for yourself, do something better for your family. And so, while I do agree that there are still racist issues, color issues lingering from way back when slavery was introduced. While I do agree with that there is still stuff that we need to figure out or aid in. When you look at the numbers, the fact that more African Americans are committing crimes than white people, more African Americans are living in poverty. I mean, there is an issue there, and I do think that needs to be worked through. But at the same time, like I said, we're all in control of our own person, and we have the opportunity in this country to change our lives if we choose to. Moving on to the tolerance website. Let's see here. Oh, another thing about that video, the Colbert Show, was when Colbert asked about his white privilege and how he could address that. McCassin brought up that his only point there was you have money and you have a show. He doesn't have money and he doesn't have a show because he's white. I mean, he's a talented comedian, and because he's a talented comedian, he has a show, and because he has a show, he has money. And so I just thought that was, I was really hoping for a good point from McCaslin at that point. I was hoping he would throw something great out there that I just wanted to understand him better and see where he was coming from and kind of feel his point of view. And when his answer to that white privilege question was, you have a show and you have money, I thought that was very silly, and it just it didn't help me out with trying to feel for him or understand him. It wasn't getting me where I needed to go with that. Okay, now moving on to the Teaching Tolerance website article. So this person wrote about white privilege, and she was obviously a believer in white privilege, and that it does exist and that it is an issue. Some of her points were that when you go to the store to get Band-Aids, they're white skin toned. When you go to a hotel, the shampoo works better for a white person's hair. When you go to the store to buy pantyhose, they are nude colored. They are not dark. Which that one I disagree with, because my local grocery store has both black and nude pantyhose, and I live in a primarily white community. There are Mexican Americans here, Hispanics, and white people. We have very few black people here in my town, but there are black pantyhose at my local grocery store. So I just wanted to throw that little piece of information out there. But anyway, so these are her points that, there are more things out there that work better for white people than they do black people, and that is not fair. And she also brought out the point of supply and demand. Well, there are more white people buying Band-Aids than there are black people, I guess. I don't know. They're trying to, the companies are producing for the more dominant, or dominant's not the word, the larger race, I guess. I don't know. When it comes to that stuff, I think those are very small issues in our government or in our country, and if that's our biggest concern, Band-Aids and pantyhose, I think it can definitely be fixed easily. I think that there are... The one thing that did offend me a little bit that I agreed with her on was that if you go to the grocery store and you try to find a hair product for a black person's hair, it would be in the ethnic aisle. And if that is the case, I've never actually went and tried to look, but if that is the case, I do think that is wrong. I think that, I don't know, that just seems like it's trying to separate people, and I don't think that's what it should be. But on that same topic, when it comes to purchases, when you go down the makeup aisle, there's light, dark makeup, and I don't know, I think they're just focusing on things that aren't as important as other issues in this society. And I'm going to go ahead and try to start wrapping it up because I am making a really long video right now, I just realized. Okay, let's see my notes. Back on topic, I think the main reason that people are offended or are defensive when it comes to white privilege is just simply, I've earned what I have because I worked hard, unless you're like a trust fund baby and it was just handed to you on a silver spoon. But I worked hard for what I have, and I don't want to be told that I have what I have, that I own my house at the age of 22, that I own my car outright at the age of 22, that I'm paying my way through college. I don't want to be told that I'm doing those things because I am white. I want to be told that my husband and I are doing those things because we worked our tails off from the time we were 17 and, chose to make a difference in our lives. So to wrap it up, that's what I think the main issue in my mind that people get defensive over. I would love to hear you guys' comments, and I would love to respond to them, and I apologize for making such a crazy long video. I just got kind of carried away and kind of rolled with it. So I hope you all have a great day and enjoy this unit. Thanks.